one.
สวัสดีครับสวัสดีครับ Good afternoon, Professor Dimic and all participants. Welcome to 2022 Design Day Marathon as usual. And this year is quite interesting, and there are a lot of things we are going to share with you today. Before we start our session, I would like to say Sawadee Khap in Thai, and then welcome to Thailand sessions. I am Dr. Hambali Jema. Before we start our sessions, I'd like to introduce our college by asking you all participants to join our promotional video. Let's start enjoying now.
Better the students should have like in
motivation to speak English to create an English environment. So we could feel like we study in a high standard university like abroad.
My name is Dan. I come from Croatia. My expertise is 3D modeling, digital art, and photo manipulation.
My name is Win. I'm a third-year student at PSUIC. I expertise in house effects modeling and visual effects.
My name is Arthur. I'm from Kazakhstan.
My name is Kay. I'm from Korea.
My name is Nancy. I come from Gabon and I'm an exchange student in PSU.
Hello, my name is Andre.
My name is Johannes.
My name is Christoph, or Chris. I'm from Germany, from the partner university, which is called University of Applied Science in Osnabrück.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us as an introduction for our college. And of course, for today's sessions, we are having a great honor from our to welcome everyone here today. And now I would like to welcome the Dean to give a speech for us and start opening ceremony and start this session today.
สวัสดีค่ะ Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Prince of Songkhla University International College Hatay campus, I'm pleased to welcome you all to the live stream of the Design Day Marathon 2022 as a co-host Thailand session in the theme of Graceful Life. By organizing this joint event, I'd like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the main official sponsor for this wonderful event, the International Center for Creativity and Sustainable Development, under the auspices of UNESCO, and the strong relationship partner, the Beijing Institute of Fashion Technology, who has kindly invited us to be a co-host from time to time. Today's live jam are the stage for the one main speaker who will walk you all through the art trends from the topic called Bohemians Recreation, where artists explore associations related to work from one of the famous Serbian painters. I believe that participating in this live jam today will bring you knowledge and enjoyment from sharing experience together. I'm also assuring that you will find new ideas, fresh energy, and good partnerships with us. Finally, I wish you all have a pleasant and enjoyable time of absorbing valuable moments from Life Jam of the Design Day Marathon 2022, hosted by Prince of Songkhla University International College Hatay campus, Thailand session today. Thank you. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you. Thank you so much, the Dean, Dr. Sumana Raparudkit, the Dean of Prince of Songkhla University International College, Hanoi campus, Thailand. And yes, it's the time, Professor Dimi. Before I ask you to start sharing the session today, I'd like to introduce a little bit about him. He's a professional creator and a professional lecturer at our Department of Creative Media and Digital Technology, Prince of Songkhla University International College, Hatay campus, Thailand. And he's now sharing his session titled Bohemians Recreations. I think it's just a wonderful title, and I think everyone are waiting to hear from your sharing now. Please welcome Professor Dimi for sharing your session.
Okay, hello everyone. I will just mention that in my video, basically I divided the topic on 3 parts. Half video, I'm basically introducing you with art residents that I've been participating and creating the work I create actually work for them, and also about the theme itself, Bohemians. So after that introduction, I will move to analysis of my paintings, and I think it will be interesting sharing a creative process. So let me share my video. Hello everyone, my name is Dimitrie Ćurčić, and today I would like to share my experience from this year's art residence in Budapest, Hungary, for which I created 2 artworks mixing digital painting and traditional drawing. But first let me just brief you about that art residence. Since their first convocation in 2009, art residence named Circle 360 Degree is considered as a high-quality art residence in Hungary. So far, this art residence hosted artists from Serbia, Croatia, Slovenia, Italy, Germany, Romania, Nepal, Kosovo, Republika Srpska, and Hungary. The participants of this year's colony were academic painters, designers, and photographers who secured a significant place in contemporary art with their works. The inspiration for this year's colony and symposium was the personality and work of Petar Dobrovic, a prominent painter born in Hungary who built his career in Yugoslavia. Now I will tell you a few words about Petar Dobrovic. He was a Serbian painter and politician. He is one of the leading representatives of modernism in Yugoslav art between the 2 world wars. As a representative of Serbian colorism, he was known for his portraits and landscapes. In his early years, he was an impressionist and cubist. He also wrote art criticism. Hedonistic painting, to which he was devoted above all, led him to the extraordinary richness of the chromatic palette, as much as to the dazzling light that pours in full intensity of his plain trees. The Mediterranean landscape, olive groves, fruits, the sea, naked bodies were just suitable subjects on which he showed what painting can be if it's expressed with color and light. Petar Dobrovic also left a great deal of portrait art, in which he created numerous characterological studies that are among the most valuable in Serbian art of the first half of the 20th century. Painting for Petar Dobrovic means copying what we see, but not the way we were taught to see according to the other people's tastes, but the way we see subjectively. The man in front of him remains like an architectural phenomenon with less important psychological moments, a phenomenon in lighting that he raises in intensity to ultimate possibility. He does not flatter the characters he presents as portraits. He is always ready to caricature them. With the human body, he achieved color intensity by discreetly emphasizing the volume. For that reason, and for this occasion, I have chosen one of his paintings named Bohemians from 1917 to be my inspiration for character exploration, where visual metamorphosis and form transformation plays important role in creation of visual elements. In later part, I will go back to visual metamorphosis. But first, it's important to understand the theme of the painting itself. Theme of that painting is called Bohemians. To understand better the theme, we might need to understand the basic term of Bohemian in terms of social context. The term Bohemian applies to people who live an unconventional lifestyle, often with few permanent ties involving musical, artistic, or literary pursuits. Bohemian is a 19th century historical and literary topic that places the ambient of young metropolitan artists and intellectuals in a context of poverty, hunger, appreciation of friendship, idealization of art, and contempt for money. This use of the word in English language was imported from French, la bohème, in the mid-19th century and was used to describe the non-traditional lifestyles of artists, writers, journalists, musicians, actors in major European cities. Bohemians were associated with unorthodox or anti-establishment political or social viewpoints, which often were expressed through free love, fragility, in some cases simple living, wandering, or voluntarily poverty. The term has become associated with various artists or academic communities and is used as a generalized adjective describing such people, environments, or situations. Bohemian or informal boho is defined in the American College Dictionary as a person with artistic or intellectual tendencies who lives and acts with no regard for conventional rules of behavior. There is a book, a field guide to living on the edge. This is a Bohemian Manifesto from 2004, a book by Lauren Stover that breaks down Bohemian into 5 distinct categories based on their mindsets or styles. So among those 5 categories, first one is called the Nouveau Bohemian. That person harmonizes elements of traditional Bohemian ideology with contemporary culture without losing sight of the basic tenets, the glamour, art, and nonconformity. They may suffer poetically, artistically, or romantically, but they have money in advantage over other Bohemians. As I mentioned before, they have aversion towards money and materialistic, but still Nouveau Bohemian are those who belong to high income society, if I can say it like that. Then we have Beat Bohemian. They are free spirits and believe in freedom of expression. They travel light, but there is always some book or notebook in their pocket. They improvise, extemporize, blow eternal notes into the universe, write poetry, ramble and wreck cars. They live basically on the edge of ideas. Then we have Zen Bohemian, or post-beat Bohemian. They lead a meditative quality of life. A Bohemian whose quest has evolved from the artistic, literary, and spiritually wanderlustful to spiritually lustful. They basically focus more on spirituality rather than art. And finally, we have Dandy Bohemian. They don't have money, but they try to appear as if they have it by buying and displaying expensive or rare items, such as brands of alcohol. That was the most often case. The modern meaning of Bohemian lifestyle, as for today, is to embrace a life full of simplicity and life without the stress that comes with material possessions. The unconventional way is expressing themselves through their art. They always believe that every positive vibe they send in the world flow its way back to them. Love is an important role that comes in different forms in many Bohemians. It comes from appreciating various life forms, people and cultures, as well as traditions. You get to understand these things by being open-minded to new ideas, especially those that will improve your quality of life. Apart from love, Bohemians have a deep respect for elders and people and their distinct way of life. A Bohemian lifestyle is as much the same as traveling. They meet new people and enjoy new experiences. They are often in the journey to unbeaten paths and natural tourist destinations full of natural energy. Society may think about Bohemians otherwise, but many of them are well educated. They spend their lifetime studying philosophies, building excellent pieces of art, and reading almost everything they can get their hands on. It is most likely that Bohemians spend the rest of their lives crafting their masterpiece, writing a book, and producing their music. It's not always a lucrative lifestyle, so many call them unfortunate. In terms of principles, Bohemians are keen on being environmentalist and anti-establishment individuals. Due to most Bohemians' anti-material way of living, they don't value money, as I said before, that much, and would prefer to live in a community with secure freedom of expression. So the key word is freedom of expression with Bohemians. So for this occasion, and I created two artworks. One theme is basically spreading on two paintings following the same visual order from original Petar Dobrovic's artwork. So basically through description of these two artworks, I will try to clarify as much as possible the concept development processes I often use in my art practice, if not always. One of the ways to express my idea is visual metamorphosis that I mentioned before. It is the term that we use to indicate shape-shifting in art. Traces of visual metamorphosis we can see in my artworks. Basically, this allows an artist to transform a shape representing one item into a similar shape representing something else. This, in turn, allows one meaning to be hidden behind another. It is a visual technique equivalent to allegory and metaphor in literature and has been widely used. On the left painting, for example, is interpretation of the characters from the original artwork. You can see those two portraits, male and female. However, curtain from the original painting on the right side has turned into angels that appear from the left side as well. This is attempt to create symbol of spiritual side of Bohemian life. Dark background and environmental motifs such as table, sheet or chair on the original artwork were replaced by Mediterranean motifs of the places where the artist stayed during his life, using similar visual metamorphosis principle. Another way to convey the message in my artworks is form transformation. I call this form transformation because I do not change the meaning, but rather look. I'm changing look and feel, mood and intensity of represented motifs or characters. For example, the motifs from the table that represent food items in the original painting have undergone a visual transformation by placing a wine bottle, apricots, cake, and pumpkin. That would be a kind of homage to my favorite still life painter that influenced my work a lot. His name is Jean-Baptiste Simeon Chardin. The waiter's face is one more example of that form transformation, completely changing the structure of the head and thus the character of the person depicted. The waiter, which plays the role of the background character, was replaced by a Bohemian, basically someone who's more important on that painting, in that scene, whose colors and painting treatment take the focal point of the right side painting. For such visual intervention, I searched for random photo references or similar facial expressions, which is very often part of my regular art practice. You can notice wording in artworks. Written words are also frequent occurrence in my paintings that established basically a connection between message and the visual elements that we see in the scene. That kind of narrative concept I have applied on both paintings, placing handwritten quotes by Henry Murger that glorify art and artistic vision in Bohemian life. On the right picture, the inverted number 12, you will notice that circular shape of the clock symbolizes the slowing down of time in order to last as long as possible the moment of inspiration in a perfect dream that will be interrupted by gloomy reality right afternoon. The scratched background that should give impression of aging, of something old, is a link to the past, as well as a scanned letter to my father that I didn't manage to send him before he passed away. In conclusion, personal reflections from the theme Bohemians and life of Petar Dobrovic I have tried to incorporate into my painting process using different visual associations, visual metamorphosis, form transformation, some symbolic meanings, and segments from my personal life. A similar process, to lesser or greater extent, also permeates my design practice, especially when it comes to creative conceptual design, graphic art such as illustration, character design, and concept art. So this would be all that I wanted to share with you, in hope that someone might find inspiration for their work or maybe motivation to apply similar practice. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope we'll meet again next year. Bye bye. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, you can ask, or you can drop a message in chat box.
Yes.
I'll be more than happy to answer.
it was such a very, very fantastic sharing sessions. And the art you reflect is quite wonderful and amazing. And so I can see that a lot of the questions in here, and many interesting questions that I found interesting, and we should share in these sessions. Are you ready to share and answer the questions in terms
Yeah,
of your?
sure.
Okay, let me start from the first question. Do you think creating art can be applied in harmony with Bohemian? Do you
With
think creating art can be applied in harmony with Bohemian?
Bohemian, of
Creating
course.
art.
Yes, of course, because Bohemian is all about art actually and freedom of expression. They just Bohemians are just people who don't like so much the rules. They don't like how to say the conformism actually,
I
conformism
see.
of materialistic daily life. But
Yeah,
in
yeah.
in basically they are very positive people who often can be self-destructive because of their lifestyle, but seldom or never they endanger someone else. So I think modern Bohemian, I think, is very very cool.
Yeah, yeah. Not
We have
only the
also
Bohemian,
fashion
right?
trend. We can also fashion trend boho that
Oh, I see. I
it's
see.
like kind of retro style of hippies and with the flowerish motifs and stuff like that.
Sometimes
So
it's a personal preference, right?
yeah, yeah.
Mm. Okay, let's move to another questions. Oh, this one is quite interesting. Do you think if we combine the art style from different places, will there be any conflict about the artworks in its mixed culture? What do you think?
Depends on culture. If culture is not allowing specific things,
Mm.
such as I don't know nudity maybe, or maybe some kind of violent theme or stuff like that, maybe that will be
I don't
conflict.
think nudity can be mixed with the religious culture art. I'm not sure. What do you
Yeah.
think?
So yeah, if there is some religious connotations, I think that that might be conflict. It was always like
Yeah.
that along the history.
Mhm.
So
You should be very careful, right?
so if we are mixing stuff, we should know in advance for what occasion we are doing.
Mhm.
I
I
I think
see. Yes. Okay. Let's move to another question. Oh, it's quite like modern questions for this era. How do you think about the AI can also do art masterpieces? Is it will affect the art?
AI. Okay,
Yes.
AI is included in contemporary art as a tool for expression long time ago. So it's as a tool is official way to represent to express ideas. So I think yes, AI can be implemented into fine arts
What you are
easily.
mentioning, it's about the AIs can just a tool for the art, right? For creating
Yeah.
the art, but not totally replace the art.
No, no, no.
Just the tool, right?
Actually, the limits of what is art and what is not art are actually changing. I mean, what is art today, it was hardly imaginable 100 years ago that that can be art. So I don't know. Maybe to me, AI is a tool
I
that
see.
human can manipulate, but
Mm,
AI to create art, I don't think so. I don't think machine can create art.
mm, mm.
so far I didn't see research that can prove that
Like
machine can
replace,
create.
totally replace.
There was attempt. I heard there is machine who creating painting. That machine got loads of information about history of art and art movements and everything, and based on all those informations, machine is randomly mixing and creating some art.
I see.
This is first attempt machine to interfere with that kind of activity, but to me art is basically just a need. It's need for humans, not for machines.
I
Because
see.
humans are spiritual beings. Machine is not spiritual. So basically, AI we can use as a tool as long as
Okay.
human manipulate and operate machine.
Okay. Let's move to another interesting question. Have you ever made art that reflected political thought? If not, then you had an opportunity to do so. How would you reflect it as art? If you have an
Uh,
opportunity.
if I have opportunity, I would just express my attitude through visual language. Actually, my personal attitude towards specific political subjects.
I see. Okay.
I got question in chat box. Which part of
Yes.
this program touch you
Which part of
most?
this program touch you most? Which part?
Of which
Of
program
your work,
actually?
I think of your work.
Hmm?
Which part of this program touch you most?
But which program of design marathon?
I think your work. I think
Ah,
it can be your work. Yes. Which part?
uh, if we talking about software that I use, it's Photoshop mostly,
Mm-hmm.
mostly Photoshop, and I recorded the the process, not all process, but a few segments of the process, and also I used for my works scanned drawings
Mm-hmm.
that I basically just implemented into.
Mm.
Actually, I often, when I do digital painting, sometimes I'm more comfortable with traditional drawing. So I start with a drawing and then I paint over
And
that.
there is some question that they just wondered how long you take time to learn the Bohemian arts and then create this art. How long does it take?
Uh, whole my life.
Oh, your life. Wow.
No. I mean, this the process about this Bohemian team is
Mm,
basically the very similar process I apply when I do graphic design for example, for some client. So I need to
mm,
do research before. I need to do visual research as well to feel the vibe of that team and to feel, especially when you do commercial projects for
I
clients,
see.
then it must meet their requirements. But since this belongs to fine arts, uh, I had similar approach, but I have bigger, much more freedom of choice what kind of motifs I will select, and I had freedom to give homage to my favorite painter, Jean-Baptiste Simeon Chardin, for
I see.
example. Yeah, which is
Okay,
not
talking.
connected with Petar Dobrovic, with that painter, but I just
Mm,
felt, So, so because that's the difference between commercial design and art, because artists subjectively putting his thoughts how he feels. But in design, we must consider clients' needs.
Okay, talking about emotion, the emotion of feeling, is that the most uh, affected or the most important part, that you as an artist create one art, or there are some other factors that you stand up and create the art?
I think it's mixing about your thinking, your emotions, and also you might notice, if you know some professional artists, many of them, they know a little bit of everything, you know. So the constant work on yourself and reading and researching different things
Wow. Not
is
only the emotion,
make
making,
yeah,
right?
it makes mix of emotion and your thinking and your attitude that you simply have need to express through specific language, whether it's visual language, maybe through music, maybe through different forms of art. But basically it's mixed. I don't think it's only pure emotion.
I see. I just
Pure
wonder.
emotion is I think expression of children's drawing is led by emotion, because this is the way how they communicate. But to me, fine arts is form of communication as well as design.
Wow.
It's a
Like
communication,
communication
basically.
too.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's non-verbal communication in terms of visual arts.
I
Yeah.
see. I just wonder what happened when sometimes you got stuck and then you cannot any ideas to create the art. How can you solve that, or how can you motivate yourself to stand up again and then create the art?
You must be relaxed. This is the first.
Okay.
Yeah, you must be relaxed, and it, it will come. It will come. Idea
Mm-hmm.
will come, because if you are into art, that means you have need.
Mm-hmm.
You have need. It's not just something that you like to do. Something like okay, I like to eat chocolate, and then I feel good. Then I like to make art. Then I feel make art. It's not the same, you know. Art
Okay.
actually I have to do. It's not because I like. It's because I have to do. So when you have to do something, when you feel need, ideas keep coming. No,
I see.
but
Okay.
but 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 the way to enforce more ideas is simply to train, simple training
Mm-hmm.
exercise drawing, exercise painting, doing studies. Idea will simply come up.
I see.
Same like
Okay.
when you're playing guitar, you don't play 3 months, you already feel like stiff, you know. You
Mm-hmm.
need some time to practice, and then through that you will get some motivations to do more
I
and to
see.
do something new. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because sometimes I just wonder if you got stuck and then how can you do that again? Oh, there is a question. What brush did you use to draw this artwork?
uh, Sorry, what?
What brush did you use? What brush? Brush? I think
Brush?
it's digital painting, right? Or
Yeah,
the
yeah. I use default Photoshop brushes. There is
mm, oh,
charcoal
chocolate.
brush. It's called, I think it's under default dry brush
Mm-hmm.
set. Kylie charcoal brush. This is the most I use because it gives that painterly rough look of the brush strokes, and also I make my custom brush, combining charcoal and adding a little bit textures and to simulate the canvas texture.
I
But
see.
custom brushes usually I make my own.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, I think it's such a wonderful session today. And before we leave our session, I would like to ask Professor Dimi to leave some message for all the participants today.
I would like that actually, as I said in video, I hope that some of you guys might find some inspiration or motivation for your own work. That would be the biggest blessing I will get from Design Marathon. If not, I just hope that we had good time and that we have nice intellectual fun. I like to call it like that.
Okay. So
And
can you
many regards for
can you leave
my life.
another one message specifically? Uh, what do you think about the art can be applied in your daily life or living?
Art.
The art, yeah, for your daily life.
Yeah, why not? I can apply maybe through matching my clothes on artistic way, or maybe I don't know, painting my bicycle.
Like me myself sometimes
No,
when I
because yeah, because
me
when
myself
you
sometimes when we just see and then enjoy some art and artistic artwork, I can just reflect. Sometimes it depends on our emotion. If we are happy
mm,
on that moment and we feel like happier, and if we
mm,
feel like sad, and then we feel more we feel more like
yeah, yeah,
more intensive.
yeah. So yeah, art maybe intensify specific
Yeah, more
emotion.
intensify your
Yeah.
emotion. Wow, thank you so much. Okay, I think it's enough for today, because in this event, I mean the World Design Marathon 2022, we have a lot of many sessions around the world, and we are a part of them as a co-host for more than 2 years, like 3 years now, right, Professor Dimi? I hope
Yes.
everyone enjoys our sessions. And on behalf of Professor Dimi and Pranav Songkha University International College Hayai Campus, Thailand. I am Dr. Hambali Jema today as an MC. Would like to leave these sessions. Thank you, every participant, be our honor guest, and hope to see you again next
Thank
year.
you very much. Thank you
Bye
very much.
bye.
ขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณครับ